any of the students here? Good afternoon, students. Is my voice audible to you? Is my voice audible to you? Okay, it is audible. Okay. Now I'm going to share the screen here. Just tell me whether you are able to see the screen or not. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? Okay. So today we are going to start with unit 4. Okay, we are going to start with unit 4. So before starting unit 4, we'll have quick uh, revision kind like. So what we have studied in unit 1, can anybody? Unit 1. Unit 1. What are all we have discussed in unit 1? No one? Reply from nobody? What we have studied in unit 1? At least in unit 3. At least in unit 3. Recently we have finished unit 3. Is my voice audible to you all? Okay, inheritance polymorphism, right. Only one reply. What about others? Is my voice audible to you all? Right. So in unit 3 we have discussed about virtual functions, abstract classes, inheritance, polymorphism, right? Then what we have studied in unit 2? What we have studied in unit 2? Okay, unit 1, introduction to object oriented programming, good. Then unit 2, where do we study about constructors, destructors? In which unit we have studied constructors and destructors? Where do we study about constructors and destructors? See, if you are not giving response properly, think that even the class goes like that. Okay. Unit 2 we have studied about constructors and destructors. So can anybody tell what is a constructor and destructor? Constructor, destructor. Constructor. What is an object? What is an object? See, if you are not giving response properly, I'll be calling the name. If you are not responding, you'll be given absence. Is it okay for you? Okay. Shivani, Shivani, what is an object? Okay, somebody have given response here. Constructor is a special function that gets invoked at the time of object instantiation. Good, Balaji. Then what is an object? Shivani. Shivani is absent. I can't see Shivani here, but no response. What is an object? Right. Coming to unit 1, we have discussed about what is an object, what are different types of object oriented programming features, and how do you use inline functions, right? Coming to unit 2, we have discussed about what is different type of constructors, destructors, right? And at the same time, we have even discussed what is operator overloading at that, right? Coming to unit 3, we have discussed about different types of inheritances and what is virtual function and what is a virtual base class, right? And abstract class. Clear? So today we are going to begin with unit 4. In unit 4, we'll study about files. Okay, so what is a file? First point, what is a file? What is a file? What is a file? It's a collection of records here. See, coming to the definition of file here, we have like collection of data or collection of records, or at the lowest end we can also say file is nothing but a collection or sequence of ones and zeros. Okay, ones and zeros here, right? So that is nothing but a file here. So whenever we do operations on files, we are going to follow some steps. Okay, whenever we are doing operations on files, we are going to follow some steps here. So whether it is C language or C++ language, or it may be Java language, here we are going to follow the sequence of steps when we do operations on files here, right? So now according to our syllabus here in unit 4, first we are having IO. Okay, IO using C functions, that is input output using C functions, right? So in this we will study about what are different file handling we have in C language. Then coming to stream class hierarchy, what are different streams we are having, like F stream, under F stream what are the subclasses we are having, how do you create an object to that, and how do you open a file using that. Then stream IO, what are different types of file streams, error handling. Then coming to the formatted IO, right? This will be the last topic of unit 4, right? So these are different topics we study in unit 4. So today we are going to begin with IO using C function. So what do you mean by an IO input? What do you mean by input? What do you mean by input? Input is nothing but we are going to give the data to the program here, right? That means we provide some data to the program which we are using in a program. Output is we are going to display on the screen, right? Display on the screen. So when we do input and output operations, okay, we have in C language we have different built-in functions. Okay, we are having different built-in functions here. One second. Okay, we are having different built-in functions here. So for doing those operations on files here, IO, right? Basically we have printf and scanf functions. Basically if you are not dealing with the files, we are having printf and scanf are two functions which are used to read the data from the console, that is from the keyboard, and printf is used to print the data to the display, to the monitor here, or to the screen. So we use these two functions. When we are using these two functions here, we are going to include an header file with called stdio.h, right? Then see what is the syntax of scanf function? What is the syntax of scanf function? Scanf, and we provide format string, right? And then we are going to give ampersand followed by the variable name, right? Format string is going to indicate that what type of data we are reading from the keyboard. Okay, it is used to indicate that what type of data we are going to read from the keyboard. Okay, we are going to read from the keyboard here. Then for example, if I am reading, uh, integer data, then we are going to use a format string called as percentile d, right? We are going to use a format string called as percentile d, right? This is for scanning or printing an integer, okay, as signed decimal number. Then in case if you are using percentile f, that is for floating point. For character we use percentile c, and for strings we are going to use percentile s. Is this clear? Are you able to listen? Are you able to follow? Okay, is my voice clear to you all? Is my voice clear to you all? See, are you people what you are doing? Are you listening or not? I'm not getting even yes or no also from you people. Clear, all of you? Okay. Right. So next topic we will discuss is what are different IO functions we use here, right? So the first IO function we are using here will be scanf and printf, right? Then the next one we are having different functions like getS, putS, right? Getchar and putchar. So what is the purpose of using getS, putc and getc? What is the purpose of using putc and getc? Putc and getc. Putc function is used to. What is the purpose of using putc function? What students? This we have already studied in C language. See, just we are having a brush up of the concept which we have studied in C. Right? Are you able to follow? Everyone? Are you able to follow? Is my voice clear? Anil Kumar, Jashwant, you are raising the hand. Is this clear? Anil Kumar. Is the chat box visible to you? Is the chat box visible to you? Yes, then why no response from the, why you're raising a hand? Okay, right. So printf and scanf purpose is used to print the, printf is used to print and scanf is used to read the value here. Okay, it is used to read the value here. So now what does the printf function return to us, right? Printf function will return the number of character it is, okay, number of characters printed by it. These are, that is a return value given by the printf function. So for example, if I am reading a string in the printf function like Keshav Memorial, then it is going to return the string as how many number of characters we are having in that particular string. Okay, it is going to return the number of characters we are having in that particular string here. So now see, you can see here, like for example, I have printf Keshav Memorial KMIT, right? So printf Keshav Memorial KMIT. So how many number of characters I have here? Total I have around 18 characters which I am reading in this printf statement. So this printf function will return 18 to us. Okay, it is going to return 18 to us. That means the value returned by a printf function is an integer value. Okay, it is going to give us the number of characters it is printing. Like it is going to give us the number of characters it is printing. Then coming to the scanf function, it will read it will return us the number of characters read by a scanf function. Is this clear, everyone? Return value of a printf and scanf functions. Then we are having two functions called as getChar and putChar functions. getChar and putChar functions. getChar function is used to read character from the terminal and return it as an integer. Okay, this function reads only a single character at a time. It is going to read only a single character at a time. Okay, it reads only single character at a time here. So in case if you wanted to read some group of characters, then we are going to include this function inside the loop. Then putChar function is used to display a character passed. Okay, it is used to display the character onto the screen and it returns the same character, and it is going to return the same character here. So it displays a single character at a time. Even getChar function is going to read a single character and putChar function is used to read print a single character here. Is this clear, everyone? getChar and putChar. Is this clear, everybody? getChar and putChar. Is this clear, everyone? getChar and putChar. Is this clear, everybody? Okay. Yes. Right, next one we will study is, see, I'm just adjusting so that I can see even chat box. Adjusting the screen, right? So what is the purpose of getChar? It is used to read a single character. putChar is used to print a single character here. We have then getAs and putAs function. Okay, even getAs function is it is used to read a line and putAs function is used to write a line here. So see, when you are using getChar function, there it is going to read a character by character. But coming to the getAs function, in case if you are giving a string followed by some spaces, also it is going to read this getAs function, right? Then coming to the putAs function, it is going to print a line. That means it is going to write the string here, including the spaces. Now we will see examples for this now, one by one. Okay, so what we have studied first function. What's the first function we have studied? Scanf and printf. Everybody knows what happens with the scanf and functions printf here. So when you see, I'm using a variable called I, then I'm reading the value of I and I'm printing that value. This is where we are using the printf and scanf function. Okay, essentially if you want to print any value, we use printf function. Whenever you want to use this read, we are going to use scanf function, right? Then coming to the example of putchar and getchar, right? Getchar function, see, it is going to read a character by character. So first I'm taking enter a character, then getchar. It is going to take a character and it will store that particular character inside C, and I am printing it, okay, and I am displaying the character stored in C. Okay, so getchar function where I'm using to read a character, and putchar function I'm using it to print it. Okay, then getS and putS here. So getS function, with the help of this getS function, we use to print the value. PutS is used to print the string, and getS is used to read a string. String includes even spaces also. So 1 second, we can see here. Okay, I'm just putting the string here. Right, I'm compiling. Saving the program. Okay, gput.c. Right, run the program here. So enter a string. It is asking for me to enter a string. So I'm giving Keshav space MEMORIAL space CSC. Right. So what happened? With the help of this getS function, I'm able to read the string, a line here. With the help of getS function, I'm able to read a line here. Okay, it also includes the spaces, and with the help of putS, I am able to print the value. Right. Then with the help of putS function, I am able to print the value. Till here, everybody followed. Till here, everybody followed. Just now I have just discussed only IO functions, okay, like scanf and printf, getchar and putchar, then other one is getS and putS. These functions we have discussed till now, right? These are normal functions which are used to read the data from the console and print it onto the console here, right? Then now I'm going to start with the file operations, like functions which are used to perform operations on files in C. Yes, shall I start, or no response for this also? I'm not asking any like critical thinking question. I asked you simple questions. Shall I start? There are around 210 students. No reply from one student. Okay, okay. See, I want reply so that I can understand that you are listening and I'm going, then I can continue properly. Otherwise, even I'll go to sleep mode. Yes, so I want you people to be interactive. Then file handling, we see in C language, how do you perform file handling operations in C, right? So whenever we perform any file handling here, the steps we are going to follow will be, okay, first thing we are going to follow will be, we are going to open the file, okay? We are going to open a file here. So whenever you are opening the file, okay, we are opening a file here, we need to specify the file name, okay? We have to specify the file name. So after you specify the file name, we should be clear that whether you are performing reading or writing operation. Then after performing our file processing, we need to close the file here. So here we have the steps which are used to when we are performing operations on a file. So the first step we have will be opening and file. Okay, that is we are going to open a existing file. Okay, you're going to open an existing file. That is done with the help of a function called as fopen. Okay, that is done with the help of a function called fopen. So when we want to read a file, okay, that is reading the data of a file here, we can use the functions called fscanf or fgetS. Then when you want to write something to the file here, we are going to use fprintf and fputs, right? So when we wanted to move to a specific location in a file, then we have functions called as fseek and rewind, and then we are going to close that particular file. So how many steps we have whenever you are opening a file here? Operations, we are performing operations on a file. How many steps do you have here? Right. So first is you are going to create a new file, then you are going to open a file, then read the file or write the file. Whether, right, you can consider this two as one, whether you can read or write or simultaneously. Okay, you can do both also. Then when this is an optional one, if you wanted to move to the file position, right, if you want to get the location of a file, or you wanted to tell where is a specific location, then you can use fseek and rewind, then you are going to close. So irrespective of these operations, if you are opening a file means you need to close the file. Okay, we have to close that particular file. If you are opening a file, we have to close that particular file here. Is this clear? How many steps do we have here? How many steps do we have, right? So first is we are going to create a new file, open the file, either you perform read or write operation, then close that particular file here, right? So whenever you are opening a file here, okay, whenever you are opening a file, we are going to open that particular file with the help of a function called as fopen function, right? Fopen function. So the syntax of fopen function will be, okay, syntax of fopen function will be like this. File pointer, okay, syntax will be like this. File pointer is equal to fopen file name.txt and write mode. See, this will be like fopen file name followed by the mode. Okay, it will be like this: fopen followed by the file name, okay, followed by mode. Okay, mode in the sense that whether you are opening that particular file either in read mode or write mode or in the append mode, it depends on the purpose of opening a file here, right? So this file open fopen function will return the value as file pointer. Okay, it is going to return the value as file pointer. So fp is equal to file point fopen file name followed by the mode. This is a syntax we use, right? So this file pointer is again of type file here, is again of type file here. This I'm just making you to recollect what we have done, right? So how does it work here? First, whenever you are using the fopen function, whenever you are using fopen function here, then it will search for the file to be opened. Okay, then it loads the file from the disk and place it into buffer. Buffer is temporary storage. Then buffer is used to provide efficiency for read operations, right? See, directly you cannot read it from the disk here, so we are trying to retrieve the data into the buffer and we are trying to perform read or write operation. Then it sets up the character pointer which points the first character of the file, which is going to point to first character of the file here. Is this clear? So this is the working of a fopen function. First, it will check for the file whether it is present or not. Then it is going to open that file. After opening, it is going to load that particular file from disk into the buffer, into temporary storage, and it will perform operations, right? It will perform operations. Are you able to follow? Are you able to follow? Yes or no? Yes or no? Sahitya, Sahitya, randomly I'll ask. Sahitya, are you able to follow? Dikshit. Okay. Okay, good. Right. This is how we are going to open a file. File pointer. I'm creating FP. FP is equal to F open. Some file name I'm opening here, which is already created in the read mode. Then reading the character by character from the file by using a function called as fgetc. Fgetc is a function which is used to read the character by character from the file. Then I check the file till the end of the file. Then break and print that particular characters. Okay, break and print that particular characters here. Right. So we'll see an example here. How do you open a file? Open. Okay, this is our program here. What I'm doing, same program. Right, void main file pointer char ch. I'm going to read character by character through fgetc function. Fgetc is a function which is used to read character by character from the file. Okay, then till the end of the file it is going to read it. When it encounters end of the file, it will break, and I'm printing that particular characters here. Right, see example open.c. This is my program. Right, this is one of my programs. I am trying to read that particular file. That means I am going to run that particular see the file content of this file as I have opened it in the read mode. Compile and run. See, this is my program. Just now I have showed you what I have in example program 1. Right, I am trying to read the content of that particular file onto the console. Is it clear, everyone? Is this clear, everyone? Is the example clear? Then somebody is asking once again. Okay, we'll have once again. See, this is my program here. In this program, what I am doing is I am trying to read one file. The name of the file is example open.c. This is my file. I want to open this particular file. In which mode? I am opening that particular file in read mode. Okay, I am opening this file in the read mode. So when I open this file in the read mode, what should happen here? Whatever content I have in this example open.c, okay, content I have in example.c, that should be that I am printing onto the console. That is the reason I am using here printf. Okay, with the help of this printf function, you can print that content onto the console here. Right, printf is used to print onto the screen. Fprintf function is used to print onto the file here. Right, so f open example open.c. Is this clear? Somebody has asked me to explain, madam. I hope you have followed. Right, I hope you have followed. So I'll show you the content of this example open.c also. See, this is my content here. I have example open.c that I am opening in the another file. Okay, so when I run it, when I'm running it, I can see the content displayed on this console here, under the screen here. Followed? Followed, everyone? Followed, everybody? Rahul? Okay, thank you for response. Okay, then See, irrespective of any file, you have to close it. That is, I'm doing here f close. So you have to pass file pointer to that. Okay, at the end you have to use f close function. So now we have seen how do you open a file, how do you read the content of a specific file, and I'm closing the particular file. Clear? Then we'll see file handling functions in C. Okay, we are going to see file handling functions in C. Is this clear till now, everyone? Is this clear to everyone? Is this clear to everybody? Is it clear to everyone? Abhinav, is this clear? Abhinav, Janvi, Abhinav, Janvi, is this clear? Okay, then next we'll start the file handling functions. See, why I'm asking so many times because all the functions will look like similar. Okay, that is the reason I'm asking so many times. Otherwise, I'll go very fast. Right? C printf and scanf functions here. We have fprintf is one of the functions and fscanf. Right? Fprintf function is used to write set of characters into file. Okay, is used to write set of characters into the file. It is going to send formatted output to the stream. It is going to send the formatted output to the screen here. Okay, then we have an example of this. Okay, we have an example here. I have a function called fopen. I'm opening a file called file.txt in the write mode. Okay, then when I say file that is fprintf fp hello file by fprintf, that means I wanted to print the content by using the fprintf onto the file called file.txt. Okay, and I'm closing. I'm just showing you the purpose of fprintf here. Okay, I'm showing you the purpose of fprintf. Okay, you can see here fprint. See, I have pasted the complete content here. File star fp, then open the file. What is the name of a file which I am opening here? File.txt. Okay, the name of a file which I am trying to open here is file.txt. Then I am trying to write the content into the file. Okay, file.txt. The content is hello file by fprintf, and I am closing. Okay, and I am closing that particular file. See, I'm running it. It has executed. So I'm going to search for file.txt. I'm going to search for file.txt. This is my file.txt. Hello file by fprintf. This is a content I have written by using fprintf into the file.txt. Right? Clear, everyone? Show the slide 23. See, still right, and we are just seeing the modes here, opening the file. Right? R is for opening the file, W for writing, A for appending. In case if you are performing any operations on binary, we are going to append RB for reading, WB for writing, AB for appending on a binary files. Is this clear? Is this clear? Once again, ma'am. Okay. Okay, Obaidullah, I'll repeat it. See, this is my program. Okay, this is my program. fp is equal to fopen file.txt. This is my file. File.txt is my file here. On this file, I'm trying to write. I wanted to write some content on the file. So what I am doing here, I am writing mode as W. Okay, I'm writing the mode as W. Clear? Then I will write hello file by fprintf by using which function? Fprintf. By using fprintf function, I am trying to write the content called hello file by fprintf. Hello file by fprintf. Then I am closing that particular file. So what should happen here? First, I am opening a file in the write mode so that I can write some content onto the file. Okay. So how am I writing the content on the file here? By using a function called as fprintf. Okay. By using a function called as fprintf, which is used to write the content into the file here. Clear? Is this clear? Ubaidullah? Is this clear? Yes, okay. Right. So these are different modes here for opening a file. Then fscanf function. Normal scanf function is used to read the content from the keyboard, right? Fscanf is used to read set of characters from the file. Okay, it is used to read the set of characters from the file here. Okay, reading file, that is done by using fscanf function. Set of characters from the file. So it reads a word from the file and returns an EOF at the end of the file. And returns EOF at the end of the file. Right? Then we have an example same for fscanf. Okay, for fscanf, see, I have created character array, that is buffer, which can hold around 255 characters. Then I'm opening file.txt. Okay, see, I am using a function called fscanf. The purpose of fscanf is used to read the content of a file. Okay, what is the type of the content we have? It's a string type, and from which character array, buffer array we are using, till the end of the file it is going to read. Okay, till the end of the file it is going to read here. Then we are printing it. I'm repeating once again. See, in the previous program we are using fprintf, that is used to print the content into the file. Fscanf is used to read the content of a file. Okay, f indicates from the file, scanf is for reading. Okay, we are reading the content of the file here. So what is the file we are reading? That is file.txt is a file which you are reading. fp %s buffer. Okay, fp %s and buffer. Then I am printing it. So till the end of the file eof, till the end of the file eof, it is going to read. Okay, till the end of a file eof, it is going to read here. Is this clear, everyone? We run the same program. Scanf. Right. This is our program, creating character array to store the data of a file. What is the file name we are reading? The content of a file which we are reading is file.txt. Then fscanf function is used to read the content of file fp, that is fp is pointing to which file here? File.txt and %s, and this is a array here from where you are reading. Right, whatever you have read, that will be stored here, and we are trying to print from that buffer. Okay, closing. See, hello file by fprintf. This was a content we had in file.txt that we have written into the file.txt by using fprintf. Okay, we have written by using fprintf. Is this clear? Fscanf and fprintf followed, everyone? Fscanf and fprintf followed, everyone? Okay, good. Then f get c and f put c. We are having f get c and f put c. So fputc function is used to write a single character into the file. Okay, it is used to put single character into the file. Here it outputs a character to a stream. Okay, fputs is a function which is used to output a character to a file here, right? Then we have an example. I'm trying to open a file 1.txt in the write mode. If the file is not existing whenever you're opening in the write mode, it is going to create it. Okay, then I'm appending a to that file 1.txt. Okay, then we'll see an example fputc. Okay, this is the content I have. Fopen file1.txt in the write mode. I'm opening the file1.txt in the write mode, trying to append a into that particular file. Okay, it has run executed. We will see file1.txt now. Right. See, file1 is created. Can you see the time here? 15:27. Okay, it is created 18/1/2021, 15:27. That means when I have executed, at that time it is created. Now we'll see what is the content we have in this file. A. Here we have the content only A in the file. We have only A in this file. Closing that file. Right, this is fputc. Coming to fgetc. Okay, it returns a single character from the file. Fgetc function returns a single character from the file here. It gets a character from the string and it returns UF at the end of the file. What's the purpose of fgetc? Returns a single character from the file. Okay. Then we have an example for this. See, character text. This is a character array text. Then I'm opening a file, myfile2.txt in the read mode. See, when you are opening a file in read mode, you have to create file manually and then you have to perform. That is, first you should have myfile2.txt, then you can read the content into that particular file here, right? If you are using w, means if the file is not existing, then it is going to create that particular file, right? So printf fgetS array and the number of size we are specifying 200 and file pointer. You can see the same file here, getS program. See, I'm using the file called myfile.txt. Okay, myfile.txt. So what is the content I have here? fopen myfile2.txt. I'm opening that in read mode. Same program I have copied here. Then fgetS array, that is string, then size and the file pointer. Right. Compile. So hello C program. This is a content we have in that particular file. Okay. Hello C program is the content we have in this specific file. So that we are trying to read it from the file with the help of a fgetS function. Are you following, everyone? Are you following, everyone? fgetS and fputS. Clear to you, everybody? fgetS and fputS. Is this clear to everyone? Yes? Okay. Then we have rewind function. Seek function. So the seek function is used to set the file pointer to specified offset. Okay, is used to set the file pointer in the specified offset here. Right? It is used to write data into the file at the desired location. So the syntax we are having is file long int offset and where you want to read it. Constants we are having are seek set, seek current and seek end. These are three different constants. So for this we have an example. fseek. Right, in this fseek I have main file pointer fp. This is a file I'm opening in W plus. What do you mean by W plus? What do you mean by W plus? W plus. What do you mean by W plus? Both read and write. Okay. Both read and write. Good. Good, all of you. Thank you. So I'm opening that particular file in a both read and write purpose. Then I have a function called as fputs. Right, with the help of this I'm trying to print onto the screen. Right, then fseek fp comma 7 comma seek set. Seek set and specific by default it is going to be at the by default it is going to be seek set, seek current and seek end. So I'm using seek set current. Okay. So I'm trying to write Swarajya Lakshmi at that particular position 7. This is my content I have. In that particular content, I wanted to write this name, this text at the position 7. At the position 7. Right? myfile.txt. See, we have already seen the content of myfile.txt. Compiling. Run also. I'll show you the content of myfile.txt. This is our myfile. Earlier we had, first I have written Keshav Memorial Institute of Technology. Then at the position 7, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the 7th position, I am trying to insert the name text called as Swarajya Lakshmi, then the remaining thing. So what happened here? We have inserted the characters at the specified location 7. At that specified location 7. Clear everyone? Is this clear everyone? Clear everybody? Anisha, Manisha, Dinesh, Nandika. Nandika, is this clear? I got reply from Manisha. Then what about Anisha? Nandika S. Is this clear everyone? Is this clear to everyone? See, seek set is used to move the file pointer to the beginning of the file. It is going to move the beginning of a file. Seek end is used to place at the end, and seek current is current position. Seek set is used to move the file pointer to the beginning of a file. Is used to move the file pointer to the beginning of a file. Clear everybody? Is this clear? Is this clear to everyone? Clear or not? Okay. Okay, now before going to the next discussion here, first let us have one more here, rewind function. Rewind function is used to set the file pointer at the beginning of the stream. Okay, beginning of the stream means starting to the stream starting, it is going to place it. That is the purpose of the rewind function. Okay, rewind function. See, for example, I have a program here, file.txt I'm opening, fgetc of fp. It is going to read character by character the file till the end of a file, then we are trying to print it. Okay, so where is the file pointer now? It is at the end. So when I say rewind of fp means it is going to place the file pointer at the beginning of a file. When you are saying rewind of fp, then while c is equal to fgetc of fp is going to return end of the file. Is going to return end of the file, and we are going to print that particular character by character. Right? You can see this also example. Rewind function. Okay, so this is a rewind hash include stdio.h, not required all this. See, open, we are opening a file.txt. Okay, we are opening a file.txt in which mode? In the read mode. Okay, then I am trying to read the character by character from the file. So what is the content I have in the file here? File.txt. I'll show you now. File.txt. This is our file. Hello file by fprintf. This is the content I have in the file.txt. So what is happening? We are trying to read the character by character. Like first it is going to read H, then it is going to read E, L, L, O, then space, then F, then I, then E, then space, then B, then Y, then space, F, B, R, I, N, then T, then F, and dot, dot, dot. Everything it is going to read it character by character from the file specified in the file pointer. Okay, from the file specified in the file pointer. So this file1.txt is being pointed by file pointer fp. Okay, then this, with the help of this fp, we are trying to read character by character from the file. Okay, we are trying to read character by character from that specific file here, and we are trying to print that particular character. Okay, we are trying to print that particular character. Are you following, everyone? Okay, and we are printing the character by character. So when the file you are reading it character by character, so where is the file pointer now? It is at the last. Okay, it is at the end here. Where is that file pointer pointing now? It's like cursor. Think that this is our file pointer. The cursor is our file pointer. Where is it pointing? It is pointing at the end. Okay, it is pointing at the end here. So with the help of this rewind function, okay, with the help of this rewind function, what we are doing here, making it to point again to the beginning. Okay, with the help of this rewind function, we are making it to point again to the beginning here, that is from the H, from the beginning. Again it is going to read character by character. Okay, it is going to read character by character and it will print it here. Clear? The thing what we are doing here is, first we are opening a specific file in the read mode and we are reading character by character in the file. So what happens with that? The file pointer will point at the end. Yes, the file pointer is going to point at the end here. So once the file pointer is pointing at the end, I wanted to move that particular file pointer to the beginning of the file here. Okay, to make it point the beginning of the file. So how do I do that? With the help of rewind function. Okay, with the help of rewind function. To this rewind function, I am going to pass fp, which is a file pointer to a file.txt. So that pointer I am using here as fp. Rewind of fp while c is equal to fgetc of fp not equal to e. Again we are going to read the character by character from the beginning. Okay, read the character by character from the beginning. Is this clear, everyone? Rewind function. Rewind function is clear to everyone? Is this clear to everyone? Akshaya Chanchala KMIT, have you followed? Akshaya Chanchala KMIT followed. Then Priyanka, Dikshit, Tarun Reddy, Pratishtha. For no, see, I want response from the people. Gautami, are you able to follow? Amulya. Okay. Nandika, are you able to follow? Nandika, are you able to follow? Okay, good. Thank you for the response. Today Harshita is not present. CH Harshita. Okay. Tarun Reddy. I want reply from the people so that I can understand you are able to follow or not. Yes, you are able to follow Balaji, right? Okay. Right, this is about rewind function. We will run and see this file. Compile. Run. See, we are getting hello file by fprintf twice. We are getting hello file by fprintf twice here. Why we are getting fprintf twice here? Because we are printing that fprintf with the help of this fgetc once. Okay. Then after rewind. Okay. Then after rewind, once again we are printing. Once again we are printing here while c is equal to fgetc of fp not equal to eof. Okay. First one was printed by the first printf. Second was printed by the second printf. Okay, second one was printed by the second printf. That is the reason we are able to see two printfs. That is two statements like hello file by fprintf, hello file by fprintf. Are you following? See, for every topic I'm asking so many times, are you following? Are you following? I hope if you're not giving response, I'll think that you are following. If you're not giving response also, I'll think that you are following. Have you followed this example, everyone? Right, then ftel. Then we are having ftel. Okay. This function returns the current file position of the specified stream. Current file position of the specified stream. Okay. Of the specified stream here. See, after moving the file pointer at the end of the file. Okay. So what do you get when it is moving the end of the file? We can get the total size of a file after moving file pointer at the end here. Okay, when it is moving to the end here, we can get the size of the file pointer. We can get the size of the file pointer here. Clear, everyone? Is this clear? Right, this is syntax we are having ftel file stream. Okay, ftel and file stream here. So what is happening here? Hashing, everything you people know, right? I'm trying to open the file. Fp is equal to f open the read mode, and if actually we want the concept of ftl is that whenever the file pointer is at the end, you can get the size, right? So in this program, I'm trying to get the size of the file here. For that reason, I'm making the file that is seek end, the file pointer to point at the end here, right? To the end, seek end, so that I can get the length here. Length is equal to ftl of fp. Length is equal to ftl of fp. So when I get length is equal to ftl of fp, what it is going to give us here, as we know that the file pointer is at the end with this statement. Okay, we know that file pointer is at the end with the help of this statement here, right? Then when I say length is equal to ftl of fp, means it is going to give the size of the file. Okay, it is going to give the size of the file. So that I'm printing here as size as length here, and I'm returning the value. Is this clear? Is this clear everybody, or shall I repeat? Is this clear to everyone, or shall I repeat? Clear? Okay. We'll run and see the program. In program, void main file star fp length. Length is of type I'm taking integer. Then I'm trying to open f open and seek end I'm specifying. Okay, with the help of fseek function, I'm trying to make the file pointer to point at the end. Then I can get the size here with the help of ftl function. Length is equal to ftl of fp. Length is equal to ftl of fp, and I'm closing and printing that particular length. Okay, so what is the file we are having? File.txt. Okay, file.txt. Okay, file.txt. Compile. Then we run it. See, it is giving us the size of file as 26 bytes. In bytes, it is going to give us. Okay, in bytes. What is a byte? 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Yes or no? What is a byte? 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Okay. So if you multiply that with 8, you are going to get the number of bits you are having in that. Okay. So this is how you are going to get the size of the file here. Have you followed everyone? Have you followed everyone? Everybody followed? Rahul, Shivani, followed? Okay, thank you. You want me to repeat any of today's topic now? Do you want me to repeat any of the today's topics now? Anybody, any topic which you have any confusion kind of thing, or you are not followed? Shall I repeat any topic of today's class? Otherwise, we are going to see a few more examples on this. Followed? Okay. All of you followed? Followed or not? Followed everyone? Okay, yes, yes. Okay, thank you. Now see, these are all different file handling functions which we have covered today. Okay, one is fopen function, which is going to open new or existing file. Printf writes data into the file. Fscanf reads data from the file. Fputc writes a character into the file. Fgetc is used to get a character from the file. Fclose, it is going to close the file. Then fseek is used to set the file pointer to the given position. Fputw and fgetw writes an integer to a file and reads an integer from the file. Ftell is used to return a current position. Okay, returns the current position. Rewind is used to see it is returning the current position, and if the file pointer is at the end. Okay, coming to the ftell function, it returns the current position. If the file pointer is at the end, then it is going to give us the size of the file also. Okay, then rewind function is sets the file pointer to the beginning of a file. Rewind function is used to set the file pointer to the beginning of the sets the file pointer to the beginning of the file. Okay, then just want to show you the modes once again to you. R opens a file in read mode. W opens a text file in the write mode. See, if you are using the text files means normally we write RWA, R plus W plus and A plus. In case if we are performing any operation over binary file, we are going to use B appended to that. RB opens a binary file in read mode. WB, okay, WB opens a binary file in the write mode. AB opens a binary file in append mode. RB plus opens a binary file in read and write mode. WB plus opens a binary file in read and write mode. AB plus opens a binary file in read and write mode. AB plus opens a binary file in read and write mode. AB plus is opens a binary for both. See, plus means both, right? R plus means opens a file in the read mode and the write mode. So W plus is opens a text file in the read mode and write mode. So what's the difference between R plus and W plus? Can anybody? What's the difference between R plus and W plus? Anyone? What is W plus and what is the R plus difference? Okay, W plus write and read and write. Any answers? Any answers here? What is the difference between R plus and W plus? Difference between R plus and W plus. R plus and W plus. Yes. W plus means what happens here is it is performing both read and write. If the file is not existing, then it will not create. R plus means what happens? Sorry, W plus means it is going to create. R plus is cannot create a file. Okay. Clear? Good, Balaji. And somebody even given the same answer. Naga Venkata Karthik. So very good. Okay. Difference between R plus and W plus is that R plus means it will perform both read and write. But if the file is not there, it will not create. But W plus means if the file is not there, it is going to create that particular file. Good. Clear? Then what is the difference between get function and fget? Get and fget. Difference between get and fget. Get function. What get will do and what is, if you want I can put once again the file handling functions. Get function and fget or fgetc. See, today we have studied like get function, getc, fgetc, fgets. Yes, for whichever function upon prefixed by f, that will be used with the file operations. Okay, those functions will be used by the file operations. Okay, fget function read the string from the file, where get function read from the keyboard. Very good, Rahul. Anybody? What's the difference between fgetc and fgets? What is the difference between fgetc and fgets? Even we have to see few more examples. What's the difference between fgetc and fgets? Getes and getc. Getes and getc. Okay, good. Okay, very good, ma. Right. Then next, we have few more examples on the same concepts. See, if I wanted to store employee information, how do I store employee information? In a file I wanted to store. How do I store the employee information? Like employee information, like I wanted to have name, ID, and salary. Okay, I want to have name, ID, and salary stored in a file, emp file or emp.txt. So first thing what I am doing here, I am trying to open the file. Fopen. Okay, what's the name of a file I am opening here? See, W plus I have written. That means if the file is not existing, then it is going to create it. Okay, then it is going to create that particular file. Clear? Is going to open that particular file here. Then we are checking file pointer is equal to null. That means if the file does not exist, then it will stop. Okay, then I'm trying to read the content from the keyboard by using the scanf function. Okay, the same I'm trying to write into the file by using fprintf function. Okay, then same next, employee name I'm trying to read from the keyboard and I'm writing that onto the console. Okay, then employee salary I'm reading from the keyboard and I'm writing that onto the file. Okay, is this clear? Is this example clear to you all? Is example clear to you all? Okay, we'll see that example also. Okay, employee name, ID and salary we are reading, and we are trying to store that content in the mp.txt. Okay, so reading the data from the keyboard by using the scanf function. Okay, I'm trying to read the data by using the scanf function. Same I'm printing into the file with the help of fprintf. Okay, then name I'm reading through the keyboard using the scanf function. The same I'm trying to print onto the file by using fprintf function. Then salary of an employee I'm reading. Then I'm trying to print the same onto the console here. Clear everyone? Is the example clear? When I compile and run here, see it is asking me to enter the ID. I am giving here ID as 682. Then it is asking me to give the employee name, that is a name. Name means I am going to give the name as Rahul. Okay, then it is asking the salary. I am going to give as 1 lakh. Okay, then when I press enter, it is coming out. So actually what we have done here, the data, like by using the scanf function, we are going to read this data, like 682 is read by using the scanf function, and this even Rahul is also read by using scanf, and even 1 lakh is also read by using scanf function. This data I wanted to write into a file called emp.txt. Okay, I wanted to write this data into emp.txt. So what I am doing for writing the data into emp.txt, I am using a function called as fprintf. Okay, with the help of fprintf, I am trying to write the content into the emp.txt. Now we will see whether that emp file is created or not. Emp. Okay. See, I have given ID as 682, name as Rahul, and salary as 1 lakh here. See, the same whatever you have read through the keyboard, that is written into or printed into emp.txt. Is this clear everyone? Clear everyone? See, at the last we are doing fclose and fclose. Followed everybody? Response I want. Everyone followed? Yes, no, or yes, no? Yes, no? Any repetitions in today's class? Any repetitions you want me to do for today's class? Okay, followed. So how many operations we are going to do whenever you are opening a file? We are opening a file. That means we are opening a file and we are following these steps. Create a new file, open an existing file, read a file, write a file. Either read or write. It can be taken as one. Depending at the end, we are closing it. Okay. These are the steps or different operations which can be performed on a file. Okay. So if you want to open, we are using fopen function. If you want to read the data from the file, we are using either fscanf or fgetS. Okay, we are using either fscanf or fgetS. Then write to a file, we are using fprintf or fputs. Then moving to a specific location of file, we are using fseek and rewind. And closing the file, we are using fclose. We are using fclose function. These are different file handling functions: fopen, fprintf, fscanf, fputc, getc, then putw, getw, getc, right? These are different file handling functions. Then different file handling modes: RWA, or you can also remember like RAW, raw. R is read, A is append, W is write. R plus both read and write, W plus both read and write, A plus is open a text file in read and write mode. Okay, it is going to appending. Then coming to RB, if you want to perform any operations on a binary file, we append the mode by B. Okay, at the end we are going to append by mode B here. that is RB, WB, AB, RB plus, AB plus, WB plus. Okay. Then how the FOFN function works? It searches for the file to be opened, then it loads the disk, loads the file from the disk and places it into a buffer, and there it is going to do the specified operations. Then we have seen examples on fgetc, fscanf, fprintf, then fgetc and fputc, fgetters and fputs, seek, revive, and tell. Okay, is this clear, everybody? Is this clear, everybody? Yes or no? Is this clear to everyone? Tomorrow we'll start with the next topic. Okay, tomorrow we are going to start with the next topic. Followed, everyone? Okay, for today we'll stop. You have any doubts? 2 minutes I'll give you time. If you have any doubts in today's class, you can ask.